This is 5 on your side at 5. Focused on you.
Right now, police are investigating after a man was shot by St. Louis police in North City. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Kelly Jackson.
And I'm Ann Ulver. Mike Bush has the day off. This shooting happened about 2 hours ago, just north of Fairground Park on Linton Avenue. Our Robert Townsend joins us live with what we know so far. Robert.
Hey there, Ann and Kelly. You know, about 20 minutes ago, St. Louis police officers and detectives took down the yellow crime scene tape and cleared the scene on this street. Now, they were out here for the past 3 hours in the 4200 block of Linton Avenue investigating the shooting that involves several other St. Louis police officers. About 40 minutes ago, a police lieutenant said shortly after 2 this afternoon, officers from the department's drug enforcement intervention team saw a man involved in a drug deal this afternoon. Investigators say the suspect sped off and led officers on a brief chase. Now, police say the man drove down an alley, hopped out of a car, ran, and that's when an officer yelled, quote, "He's got a gun, he's got a gun." Police say when the suspect turned around and aimed the gun in the direction of the officer then shot the man at least twice. Police tell us the suspect was conscious and breathing when paramedics rushed him to a hospital. Here's more from Lieutenant Colonel Michael Sack.
He observed that the subject turned once behind him, pointing the gun in his direction. The officer did not discharge his weapon at that time. The subject ran a little bit further towards Linton, at which point the suspect then turned again, this time further towards the officer, flourishing him with that handgun. The officer discharged his weapon several times.
Now, no officers were hurt. Several family members of the 21-year-old suspect are also out here at this scene. They tell us at the time of the shooting, the man had his 1- and 2-year-old children in the back seat. Those children were not hurt. Police tell us that they are still investigating this. They also say within the hour, the suspect underwent surgery. We'll have much more tonight at 10. Live now in North City, I'm Robert Townsend, 5 on your side.
St. Louis police are trying to determine who robbed a worker on Washington University's campus. The construction contractor was walking across a parking lot on Duncan Avenue around 6 this morning. Police say a group wearing masks and gloves were in a white Hyundai. They stole his phone and wallet. The worker was not physically hurt. The university is telling people to look out for a black Dodge Caravan because the robbery crew may be driving one now.
We're working to learn from police whether that crew is in the same Dodge Caravan stolen in a carjacking in Webster Groves. That happened an hour and a half after the robbery at WashU. Police say a person was driving on South Elm around 7:30 when a group in a white Hyundai crashed into them from behind. When the victim pulled over, one of the suspects pointed a gun at his head, stealing the caravan. The victim was not physically hurt.
Tonight, allegations and resignations inside Jennings City Hall. Several city employees have walked off the job, some blaming it on a hostile work environment. A total of 5 city leaders in the North St. Louis County community handed in their resignation letter last night, including the city clerk and the city attorney.
5 on your side's Mercedes McKay spoke with the now former city attorney and is live from Jennings City Hall.
Kelly and Ann, I spoke with former city attorney Sam Altman over the phone today. Now, he told me the actions of Jennings Mayor Gary Johnson are, quote, unethical and racist. Well, this has really shaken up the community here. One former council member tells us these resignations aren't shocking.
And I believe he's created a hostile work environment for a lot of people.
Sam Altman worked for the city of Jennings for close to a decade. Now he's one of the many who refuses to enter these doors again.
The working relationship with Mayor Johnson and myself was doable. It really just blew up when he did what he did and the way he did it.
The former city attorney is talking about a meeting Mayor Gary Johnson called last week while Alton was out of town. Alton says in the meeting the mayor was trying to terminate him, but nothing happened because he didn't have enough votes.
But I didn't really know anything about it until I think maybe a day and a half later when one of the council members called me to apologize.
But Alton's not alone. He's one of the 5 city employees who resigned. The others including the accounting coordinator, building contractor, department manager, and the city clerk, who also claimed a, quote, hostile and unethical work environment in her resignation letter. 5 on your side walked into City Hall today and asked to speak with the mayor. They said he was not available for an interview. Instead, he sent a statement saying he would not comment on the allegations.
It doesn't surprise me that people are leaving or people are being asked to leave. It's a lot of things going on in our city halls.
Aja Owens served on Jennings City Council from 2019 to 2022. The longtime resident says there was a lot of dysfunction within the walls of City Hall.
I used to represent the 4th Ward, so I would find that sometimes, I couldn't get things done in our city because it was just a lot of discord with the city council members and the mayor at the time.
Owens says with new leadership always comes new hardships, but she loves her city and she just wants to see it thrive.
Like if people don't like what's happening, come to city council meetings, talk to your alder people, vote.
I also spoke with current council member Terry Wilson over the phone today. He did tell me they're obviously aware about all of this. They know as much as we do, and they aren't going to say anything until they have legal counsel. He says once they do that, they will be ready to speak out. He also said we should expect a special meeting coming soon. Live in Jennings, Mercedes McKay, 5 on your side.
A couple in Belleville wants to get the word out about a scam that ended with them getting robbed by men posing as gas company workers. Police are now investigating.
The couple sat down with 5 on your side's Travis Cummings today. He is here in the studio. So what happened, Travis?
Well, first of all, Kelly and Ann, Cheryl and Randy Lukash are a laid-back couple, both retired. They say there's no worse feeling than feeling violated inside your own home. Just after 6 last Tuesday evening, the Lukashes said 2 men with yellow vests knocked on their door off North 42nd Street in Belleville. They say the men claimed to be with a gas company and told Cheryl she needed to evacuate the house immediately because of a gas leak. Now, she asked for ID, and one man told her his boss had it and said he wanted to speak to the, quote, man of the house. That would be her husband. That's when the 2 pushed their way in. The men then went rummaging through multiple rooms to check for the so-called leak. Cheryl went outside of fear of the explosion. The 2 men then said that they would be right back and jumped in a red pickup truck with a covered license plate and duct tape. Cheryl's billfold with money, her identification, and jewelry are now gone.
It happened to us twice within a year. And actually, if anyone's thinking about coming by, don't bother. We are out of everything. I have no earrings. I have no money. Nothing of value is here, so don't waste your time.
Again, Belleville PD is investigating this. Their chief of police told me earlier he's unaware of any similar incidents in the area. Coming up at 6, we'll hear more from the couple and provide some tips on how to steer clear of those door-to-door scammers.
New information tonight about the shooting that left 1 man dead and another hurt near St. Louis University yesterday. Police sources say it was a drug deal. They tell us the victim, Jalen French, was trying to sell marijuana to another man. That man allegedly shot French while trying to rob him. When French got out of his car, the suspect got into the driver's seat. French's girlfriend was in the back seat, got a hold of the gun, and shot the suspect, who is in critical condition. French died there.
A St. Charles water treatment facility is back in operation today. The city closed its last well at the Elm Point water treatment plant earlier this week because of a drop in free ammonia levels in the water. Free ammonia helps disinfect the water. After an inspection, the plant was given the go-ahead to reopen. Ammonia levels are back to normal. 6 of the 7 wells at the plant are still closed because of ongoing contamination from an Ameren substation.
An all-girls charter school in St. Louis is now closed because of low enrollment. Hawthorne Leadership School for Girls announced this less than a week before school starts for many in that area. The school taught girls between 6th and 12th grade with a focus on STEM. School leaders say there was a number of factors which caused enrollment to drop: population declines in the area, shifting demographics, and the lasting effects of COVID. Grocery stores are closing in North City, but who will provide fresh food in their place? How a small farmers market is trying to make a big difference.
The number of deaths grows in Maui. What people are doing to help find the missing after the wildfires burn out.
Dry weather across the bi-state area, comfortable conditions as well. We're tracking, though, a big-time heat wave as it builds back towards St. Louis by the end of the weekend.